Okay. Good evening, everyone. So now what we are going to discuss today is basically everything about Toastmasters. So, and we will keep it very, as much as possible, we will keep it interactive. So I would want you to ask questions, clear your doubts. There is no particular meeting protocol to be followed here. So don't worry about those things. There is no presiding officer, no sergeant at arms. It's a very informal session that way. Um, just pay attention and ask questions. There's a lot of things that you will not understand what I'm saying. And whenever you don't understand something, the first thing you should do is ask me. So this is where it all starts. The organization. So this is the website which you will have to visit time and again, toastmasters.org. So if you come here, the first thing you will notice is a page called About, right? And there you will have a lot of details, overview, board of directors, medley fund, partnerships, history. Go through this at your own leisure. I would not say anything here is not important or not unimportant. But having said that, you don't need to remember everything or go through everything because it's going to be very overwhelming. Just remember a couple of things. One, when you talk to people about Toastmasters, when you're talking in your organization or anywhere else, you should give an idea to people how big is this organization, or that it's something that's a big deal, right? And that is something that should come across. They should not feel that you are just tied up in a local club who are doing a few speeches. That's not what it is. The club is a part of a large organization which has got around 270,000 members. We in fact had more than 3 lakh members, but like most organizations in the world, including Rotary or Lions Club, we have had a drop-in membership during the COVID times. The entire online, offline thing and all of that, which happened. So 2,70,000 is the strength now. The very good thing is that almost every district is reporting um, an increase in the membership count, including District 92, which means that we will see these numbers going back to 3 lakh plus very soon. Maybe by September this year, we will go back to 3 lakhs. So 1 lakh 48 countries we are, sorry, 148 countries we are present, and 14,200 clubs are there in the world. So this is one information which I want you to know. Now, moving on to the Toastmaster history, a little bit about the history. Where did this all start from? It started in 1924 when the first Toastmaster Club was formed. This is when Dr. Ralph C. Smedley formed the first official Toastmasters Club. It was not exactly formed at that time. He, in fact, has been trying to build a collaborative learning environment. At that point of time, he was the director of education for Young Men's Christian Association in US. And he noticed one thing, that people who are extremely accomplished in their professional fields, who know what they're doing, who know the technicalities, they also struggle with the art of public speaking. And this is something that he felt is a very essential for people to get success. So that's when he started this. 1924 is when he started Toastmasters in at that around that time. Uh, Woman in Toastmasters actually happened much later. I don't remember the exact year. Nancy, if you remember the year, you can just pitch in here. But it happened almost, if I'm not wrong, almost 20, 20 or even 50 years later, when, the first woman Toastmasters, where Toastmaster first opened up for women. And one second now.
It was 1973 when the first woman was admitted to a Toastmasters club. From there on, women started getting membership to Toastmasters club. So almost 49 years later.
Give me 1 second. My dogs are barking, so I'm just shifting the room.
That's okay.
Yeah, I'm back. Yeah, so 1973. Yeah, so thank you, Nancy. So almost 50 years later, um, women were allowed in Toastmasters. To till that time, in fact, I remember I've also read that there was a lady who had joined Toastmasters and who had faked that she was a man for many years. before it was discovered that she was actually a woman. And that happened for quite some time. And after that, she became, after that, Toastmaster formally started recognizing women as members. Oh, 1 second, let me change my background. I have a background of a different organization. 1 second. Okay, so that is when the entire thing about with women started. So these are some of the dates that you need to keep in mind. So one of the most important things for you to understand before you start your Toastmasters journey is the Toastmaster values. So can anyone tell me, particularly not Nancy, not Meeta, they are club officers, so they would definitely know. But anyone else, can you tell me what are the Toastmaster values? Have you heard of anything like Toastmaster values?
Integrity.
Perfect. Okay.
RA means respect.
Hmm. Good, Sanjay. Integrity, respect. Then
I remember two values.
okay. So integrity, respect, not a problem. Integrity, respect, service, and excellence. Now, why is this value important, right? So every organization talks about values and all that, and it more or less seems like a gyan. But I would want you to spend a couple of seconds to reflect on your values a little bit. Integrity, right? Why is it important in Toastmasters? Can anyone tell me why we put integrity as number one value? Now that you know the meetings and all, how it happens and everything, what is your idea? Why do you think integrity is the first value, has been kept as the first value? Yes, no one needs to raise your hand and all. Huh? Just unmute yourself and start speaking. Meeta.
Self-certification.
Trust.
Yeah, integrity and trust goes hand in hand. But then why has been integrity kept as the first value?
Because we are from different countries and states and all, so we all are equal.
So what? Why does integrity matter?
Self-certification.
Kind of close. So remember one thing, that Sanjay, which level are you in?
I am now completed level 3.
Level 3.
Yeah.
Okay, which means you have given 5, 3, 8, 3, 11 speeches, right?
Yeah.
Did we actually go and check whether you're giving the speeches?
No, that's all I'm saying. Self-certification is.
Exactly. See, the thing is that we are not going and checking whether you're giving the speeches, right? You are coming and saying, I've completed this particular speech. And we are trusting you on that.
Yes.
Similarly, when we are going for a contest, you are saying that this speech is substantially original. It may so be that the speech is not original.
Yeah.
But we trust you that you are saying that this speech is substantially original. So integrity is the first core value of Toastmaster. And if we are not adhering to the value of integrity, then this entire structure will break apart. Now, next comes respect. Why is respect important in Toastmasters? Respect is important in everything, including our personal relationship.
We respect each other in the club as a family member.
Agreed.
Like
Agreed. But I want you to think more tactically that why is respect more very important? I want you to be really invested in thinking about these values because, see, one problem that we see is that people take these values as very casual. But think a little deep. Why am I spending a little bit of time on this? I've got only 2 hours, right?
Because your excoms are meant for serving. Like they are doing their.
I've not come to serving yet. I'm still on respect. Imagine any speech you are giving. Okay, tell me one thing. Let me go a little back. Any of you remember any horrible incident in life where you have tried to do something and you were unsuccessful and people laughed at you, people criticized you? You do?
Yes. Yes.
You do, right? All of us have faced that. It happened in school, it happened in college, it happened at office, it happened amongst friends, it happened within the family, it happened in a neighborhood, it happened. Whether it was the first time that you tried to cycle and you fell down, or whether it's the first time you tried to do a maths problem on the blackboard and you were not able to do it, we have been ridiculed and rebuked by many people throughout our lives. Have you ever gone back and tried to do that again? Have you
No.
felt confident about doing that? Or if you did that, were you very hopeful that, yeah, I'm so feeling so positive that I'm going to be again ridiculed? Now imagine if this is what was happening to us when we were children. Imagine when we are like 20, 30, 40, 50 years old, and this happens to us. How will it impact? See, let me say, for example, I'm giving a speech here, right? And I'm giving a very bad speech. And I'm just picking up my favorite for these kind of examples, Nancy. And Nancy's like, what was that? Do you think I will ever be able to conduct a session again?
No.
Never. That is why respect is needed. This is the crux of Toastmasters. Come here, try. If you're not doing it well, we will tell you what you could have done better. But trust us, we will tell you with utmost respect. We will never say, oh my God, you're so bad. Was that even a joke? You say you're funny. Not at all. I don't think you have a single funny bone in your body. That's how the whole world criticizes you, but not at Toastmasters. And that gives you the confidence that every week I can come back, I can fail, I can do a miserable job in the role, and I will still come back and do better. Toastmasters is the only organization in the world where I know you get a second chance for not doing well in the first chance, and the third chance for not doing well in the second chance, and the fourth chance for not doing well in the first three chances. You take up the TMOD role, you don't do it well, we will not tell you don't take TMOD again. We will tell you do TMOD again. But when you do TMOD again, remember these are the things you need to keep in mind. You give a speech, the speech was horrible. We don't tell you never speak again. We say, no, you have to speak again. You're not doing well, more opportunities for you. That is respect. Clear? Third is service. How much am I getting paid for taking this membership session, for this orientation session? Nothing.
No payment. Yeah.
Am I getting any discount in membership? No. Am I getting any credits for this? No. Then why am I doing this? I don't have anything better to do on a Friday evening, is it? I'm just sitting
Spreading and
jobless.
sharing the knowledge.
Huh?
Spreading and sharing the knowledge of what you have.
That is fine, but what am I getting out of it? I am a professional trainer. If I do a session like this for a corporate client, I would get paid for this session. What am I getting from this? Rajesh is here. Rajesh has seen me conduct a lot of keynote sessions. 2 hours, 1 hour, 3 hours, I've conducted keynote session. What did I get out of that? Nothing. Nancy has been doing keynote sessions a lot. She does also a lot of keynote sessions. What does she get out of it? Nothing. Meeta is a club VP membership in one club, a club vice president education in another club. She runs behind members. Please take up roles. Please join Toastmaster. Please renew on time. What does she get for that? Nothing. Then why does she do it? What is our incentive? Why are we doing it? Are we mad? Are we stupid? Are we jobless? Or are we Toastmasters? We are Toastmasters. And we take it in our stride to serve you, because that's the joy we get. We feel serving is a privilege. Only when you have certain amount of knowledge. Why am I taking this session? Because I have certain things to offer. Some qualities, some knowledge, some information. So that's why I'm eligible to come to you as for offering my service. That's the service, is the third value. Now, what happens is, because it's a safe place, because you can come here and fail, because we will not tell you on your face that you are not good at this or you're not good at that, what happens? There's a downside to it. What is the downside? This I would want Tanu to answer as an outsider. What could be the downside of that? This safety, this security that we are providing, this psychological safety, Tanu. What do you think is the downside for that?
So I think a lot of people can take this for granted.
Lovely. Exactly the answer that I was looking for. You read my mind. Are you a mentalist? Anyways, so that's exactly the answer that I was looking for. A lot of people start taking things for granted. In office, you don't go on time. The first day, your manager will look at you. The second day, he will look at you for 10 more seconds. The third day, HR will be looking for you. In Toastmasters, you don't come to 3 different meetings. Forget about on time. You don't show up. What best can happen? Nothing else. The VP Education will call you and say that, why did you not come? You will say, I was busy. I had an office meeting. Sorry. Thanks for understanding. Can I do anything about it? Can I reprimand you? Can I put you down? No, because if I do that, then I will be again violating the core value of respect. So you understand the catch-22 situation that we are in. And hence the fourth value. At the end of the day, whatever we do, we have a commitment to excellence, which means give your best. If you are saying that I will come as a team mod, do come as a team mod. If you are not able to come as a team mod, let us know that you will not come as a team mod. You have got something and give us sufficiently in advance notice for us to look for another team mod or help us find a team mod as your backup. If you are coming to do the role of a team mod, don't come there and then read, my introduction like this, that Sourav is the director of proactive and edutech startup. Will you do a presentation like that at work? No. Why? Because your appraisals will not happen. But here you can afford to do. Why? Because nothing is at stake. That's why we say excellence. Even for a team mod role, even for a speaker role, prepare yourself. Come prepared as much you would come prepared for this, because there is no cost of failure here. Don't take it for granted. So these are the 4 core values of Toastmasters, which you must remember. Now let me enter the more tactical side. So when you come to this website, at the very top where I clicked, you just saw there is this login option. When you click on that, you will get logged into the website. And as usual, during all such orientation sessions, the site goes slow. Murphy's Law. Yeah. So anyone knows what's Murphy's Law? No?
I cannot recall. I think we all must have read about it.
What has to go wrong will go wrong. Okay. Always remember Murphy's Law for your speeches. Never be tensed if it goes wrong or not. What has to go wrong will go wrong. Anyways, so when you come here, you will be taken to your home page. This is the page where you will have to come back time and again. So remember that how do you come to this page? If you go hover over your name on the top, you will see My Home. This is where you will go. This will bring you to the same page. What is there on this page? Let me quickly look at that. Okay. So what is there? So first is go to Basecamp. We'll come to that in a short while. Learning Hub, Achievement Board. Learning Hub is something where you find all your education resources in one place. This is not something that you will need to use a lot, because there are other ways to come to this particular tab. So we will not spend too much time on this. Achievement Board is where all your achievements in Toastmasters is shared. It's all stored here. When someone says that, what have you done in Toastmasters? This is where you come to find what have you done and showcase. Club Central is something that we get access to. Only the club officers have access to this. You're seeing this because I am a club officer. If you are a district officer, then you will have another tab here called District Central. District officers have access to that. Then we have got meeting tools, leader letters, distinguished performance reports, UDLI, and how to renew. So how to renew, you don't need to worry about. That is at the Gabbys, we take care of that. In whichever club you're a member of, the club baby membership will take care of that. You don't need to spend too much time on this one. Leader letter is more like a knowledge sharing, not something that you would need on a day-to-day basis. Meeting tools, again, this is in a beta stage. They sometimes work, sometimes don't work. It's a nice tool, but not very handy because it's still not fully developed. So I will not recommend you using this. Distinguished performance reports is where we will start from. Now, this is a very scary chart, right? Lots and lots of rows and columns, right? Looks like an office spreadsheet. Let me decode this for you. So what basically it says is that this is the performance dashboard of Toastmasters International. This is what is happening. This is when I said that there are so many members, so many this, so many that. Where did I say it from? I said it from here. So when you come here, the first thing you need to do is you need to check that the day and the month is correct or not, because sometimes it picks up the day and the month when you last visited this. Why would you need to come here? You would need to come here for a couple of reasons. One, you may want to come here to know how many districts we have in Toastmaster. And the answer is we have got 130 districts. What is a district? A district is an unit, that's formed geographically. Like in case we are a member of District 92, which covers Karnataka, most of Bangalore, a little bit of Bangalore also comes under District 121. So District 92 is where we belong to. So if you look at District 92, this is our performance dashboard. We started with 166 paid clubs. We have seen a drop of 6 clubs. We have got 152 clubs now. 14 clubs till now. And that drop has happened particularly because some of the club payments are still pending from the corporate clubs. So that happens, that will come in probably towards the end of May. Those corporate club payments come in because it takes time. I know that this number is actually increased. It is around 169 or so. So this number will actually get updated. It's not updated yet. Similarly, with the base payment, once this number goes up, this number also goes up. So all of these things are there. Here you have all the clubs listed that are there under District 92. So you can find your club here. So we are a part of Division B. Division B is a President's Distinguished Division. That is why you see a P here. Incidentally, Division B has been a President's Distinguished Division for the last 3 years in a stretch. So we are a part of a very excellent division. And within that, if you see in area B1, we have got the Gabbys. We have got in area B3, we have got the Gabbys International. And in area B4, we have got the Gabbys Online. So we have my friend and my brother from another mother, Rajesh here. So Rajesh is the president of Del Sukti Toastmasters Club. It is also a President's Distinguished Club, and it is in area B3. And I see another person here on the call. He has left, is it? Okay, yeah. So, okay, fine. So there was another guest. Okay. So this is the area B3 in which we have got them. So whichever club you're a part of, you can check here. And what is this club doing? Now, let me see what is this club doing. So when I click on this dashboard, you will keep on hearing these things about DCP, DCP, DCP. What is that DCP? So this DCP is basically the distinguished club points. So how many points do we have? So if you see, this is the distinguished club points. So there are 10 goals to be met for 9 goals that we need to meet for becoming a President's Distinguished Club. We have got 10. And how do we get those? So we have to complete 4 level 1 awards, 2 level 2 awards, 2 more level 2 awards. Like this, there are 6 education goals. There are 2 goals from membership addition. There is 1 goal on club officers training, and there is 1 goal on administration. So that's how we come to the DCP dashboard. That's all that you need to understand here. So basically, which club you are a member of, if someone asks you, You can share this page, you can give the club number, and that way you will get they will get to see how is your club doing. So this is the club performance dashboard. If you type if you want to look for any club, for instance, you can type the name of the club there, and clubs with a similar name will come up. So in case of Gabbys International, if you see, we have 20, and then we went on to 24, and then this is how the numbers look for the Gabbys International. Similarly, if you again go to the Gabbys online, you see we started with 3. It's actually not 3. There's a technical thing here. Just forget that. It's actually 20 something it was, and now it is not 13. It is around 33. So that's how it kind of works out. So Gabbys International, Gabbys Online has got 13. So that's how we get to see this. These are the awards. Now, apart from that, another thing that I would want you to know is that there is something called the additional reports, where you can see within a district how we are doing. There are more reports on the district. So we keep on saying that the Gabbys is the top 10 club, Gabbys is in the top 10 club in the district, right? And this comes from here. So if you see the topmost club of the district is the Gabbys Online Toastmasters Club. Here you get by district how many awards we have. So the Gabbys has the highest number of education awards, 61 as of now. And the Gabbys Online is at the top because they have the highest ratio. That is because of the low base that we had in July 1st. So July, but still the Gabbys Online has got the second highest number of awards, and the Gabbys has the highest number of awards. So this is our division reports, how are the division wise we are doing, and so on. So I will not spend any more time on the dashboard because this is now going to put you to sleep. So I'm going to move back into the Toastmasters thing. Let's go back again to the main page where we all started from. Any questions on this before I move back? I'm not going to spend any more time on the dashboards. So this is not something that you will need on a day-to-day basis, but this is something that's a good to know information. Let me come back here. Now, this is where we will have the various other tabs. Now we are going to look at it. I'm not going to go to Club Central because we don't need that as a new member. I'll quickly go to the achievement board to understand. So the achievement board has all the education awards that you have won till now, all the offices that you have held, any sponsorship history that you have, any additional roles, and club support history. That's what you get here. So each of this will list as and when you get education awards and so on, it will be listed here. Any questions till now?
No questions.
Okay. Now let me go to the base camp. Before we go to the base camp, let me go to the let me spend a couple of minutes in explaining to you how Toastmasters work. So Toastmasters has got two parts to it. The first part is understanding the technicalities of speeches. Vocal variety, body language, writing a speech, structuring a speech, the various approaches in writing a speech, crafting a speech. A lot of things are around there, defining the purpose of the speech, and so on. Once you learn those technicalities, then you need a place to apply that, right? And that application happens in a club meeting. So there are two parts to a Toastmasters learning. The first part is where you learn the technical or the theoretical parts of it. Why do we need to learn the technical or theoretical parts of it? Because if we don't know that, we will continue to do the same things that we have been doing till now, till we join Toastmasters. If you don't understand what are the various kind of pace, pitch, pause, etc., you will not be using those pace, pitch, pause, and so on when you're delivering a speech. So how will this journey be any different than whatever you have done till now in terms of public speaking? And why do we need the practice sessions? Because no one has ever become a good singer by listening to Lata Mangeshkar. No one has ever become a good swimmer by watching someone swim. No one has ever become a good driver by watching cars drive on the road, right? So that is something that happens in Toastmasters as well. For public speaking also. You just can't read the theory of it. You can't just watch this video over and over again and say, okay, now I've understood Toastmasters. Now I've understood public speaking. To know public speaking, you have to do public speaking. And that's where the club meetings are important. Now, in a Toastmasters club meeting, there are various roles. There are three big roles that we typically have in a Toastmasters club meeting. The first one is a Toastmaster of the day. The Toastmaster of the day is the person who is the MC of the meeting. He is the person or she is the person who conducts the entire meeting. This is the person who will introduce each other. This is the person who will read out the project objectives. In some clubs like ours, in other clubs, it is read by the evaluator. But basically, this person is more like the thread connecting the entire meeting. Then there is a role called a general evaluator. During the meeting, certain things we do well, certain things we don't do well. Sometimes we don't even realize that we don't do well. That's where the G does. The G does not play any role. He or she just sits there and observes the entire meeting from the start to the finish. They did not start on time. They did not end on time. This person took more time. This person spoke less. This person spoke more. This person did not speak properly. They make a note. Why do we need this person in the meeting? The role of a G, I always say, is comparable to that friend whom you are sending that selfie when you are trying to buy the new pair of jeans or a t-shirt. That person will give you the unbiased, candid feedback that this color is looking good on you. Right? You trust that person to give you that candid feedback. The G's job is not to do sugarcoating and tell you nice things. The G's job is to tell you things which have actually gone wrong. But again, staying within the ambit of respect. The G cannot come and say, what a stupid meeting you guys did here. No, not like that. Even if I have to say that, how will I say that? The quality of the meeting could have been better. Okay, let us try this a little bit, right? How do we say critical things in a positive manner? Say, for example, you want to tell me, Sourav, this session is boring. How will you tell me in a positive way?
We can improve the quality of meeting.
No, tell me that this session, Sourav, this session is boring. Tell me in a positive way.
This could have been made more interesting or interactive, maybe.
Absolutely. Or even more, you can soften it even more, and you could say something like this. This was a very useful session, Sourav, but one thing, if I would have done this, I would have probably tried to make it a little bit more interesting by adding some interactions with the audience. Right? Okay. If you want to tell me that you don't like the color of my t-shirt, how will you tell me, Sanjay?
Saurav, the other color means you would have worn different color and which suits you well. Something.
Okay, that's one way. The other way, you can also say, Saurav, this t-shirt looks really good on you, but did you try some other colors as well? I'm pretty sure black and white would also look good on you. Right? I'm saying the same thing, but in a very different way, right? You don't feel bad about it. What if you have to say that my voice is not good? How will you say that? Anyone?
You speak every time very well. You also spoke very well, but today I think something you have a throat infection or something like that.
Lovely. So you can say that, Saurav, I'm a fan of your voice. I just love it when you speak. But I don't know what exactly happened today that you did not sound that invested or that interesting or that excited about the meeting. I'm not sure. I'm pretty sure there's something that's going on at the back of your mind, but we would love to hear that voice. So you understand how we can give a critical feedback in a constructive way? Clear? Everyone? This is something that you need to learn and you need to develop. Okay. And this is something. Okay, I'll come to that part later. How will you use these things outside of Toastmaster? Why is it important? Next comes the role of a table topic master. The table topic master is the person who gives out topics for impromptu speeches. In a Toastmasters meeting, there are three sections. The first is the prepared speech section. The speeches are prepared in accordance with the LMS, which we call pathways. Then there is the impromptu speech section, where we have got impromptu speeches of 1 to 2 minutes. And then there is the general evaluation section driven by the general evaluation. Now, in the table topic section, there's a table topic master who will give out topics for people to speak impromptu without any preparation. And the topics have generally are very generic in nature, but in a club meeting, it is connected to the theme. So if the theme of the meeting, like tomorrow, the theme of the meeting is atomic habits, right? So it is possible that the table topic master would pick up topics which are more around habits, good habits and bad habits, right? So you'll see a lot of topics around that habits. So we prepare you for every meeting within the ambit of that theme for speaking impromptu. So that one day, even if you remove the theme, you can still speak impromptu. And that's how champions of table topics are made. That's how, Aparna Raja, who's the district table topic champion last year. How did she become that? By this process. Every meeting she would practice giving impromptu speech within the safety of a theme. And then one day we removed the theme and she was still shining. Preeti Jain this year, same thing, right? So it's about continuous practice in a club meeting you do as a table topic speaker. Then one day you don't need, even if you don't have a theme, any generic topic I tell you to talk about this water bottle. What does this empty water bottle mean for you? You can talk just like that, right? So that is what table topics is. It's 1 to 2 minutes. And then we have got the last section is about the general evaluation. Now, there's three big roles, T-Bot, G, and TTM. Then there are 3 or 4 small roles. In Gabbys, we have got 4 roles. The first is timer. The job of a timer is to come and show the cards, whether I'm on time, over time, when should I stop? Because time is of essence, right? Each of us can deliver a message, but the question is, can we deliver it within the stipulated time? If you can deliver it within 5 to 7 minutes or not, or within 6 to 10 minutes or not, whatever the time is given to you. The timer's job is to come and show the card. Typically in a Toastmasters meeting, the timer shows the time using the changing the background. So there is a green, yellow, and red background that we show. The green background is shown at the minimum of the time. So the green background looks like this, then the yellow, and then the red. So these backgrounds are used to show the timing cards. The timer shows this. The backgrounds are available with the VP. We can share it with you, or the say. I will come how do we do it in the Gabbys, but these backgrounds is what we use for the timer. Then comes the R counter role. What is an R counter role? What does an R counter role do? What is an R? What do we mean by R's?
So
Filler.
all the filler words. So the
Ferns and fillers. Ferns and fillers. Ferns means like like this, and fillers are the words that we use. I know, we know, right? So that is how. So I used to be. I probably still am. See, right now I said I 3 times. So I used to be an accounter's favorite. I'm slowly getting better. I always used to top that chart. And I used to use R's and ums generously. Whenever I would open my mouth, I will be using a lot of R's and ums. Slowly, I have started improving on that. One of the ways of doing that is reducing the pace of speaking. And you will learn that. And one thing that happens is that if in every meeting, someone consciously cautions you that you are using too many R's and ums and ers, you will invariably start reducing them. Then comes the grammarian. The grammarian's job is to pay attention to incorrect pronunciation. I am extremely guilty of mispronouncing many words. For example, I used to pronounce cabin as cabin for a very long time. It took a grammarian to tell me that it has to be cabin, not cabin. Now here again, see, the respect thing comes in, because in the respect part, the grammarian's report, we don't say who pronounced cabin as cabin. We just say it's cabin. And it was mispronounced as cabin by one of the members. So what happens here is that we don't name and shame the member. We just point it out. Now, obviously, I know I was the one who used this, right? So I will make note of the right pronunciation. But other people doesn't need to make a note of my name that, okay, this man does not know how to pronounce cabinet. Correct? So that is how the grammarian report works. And finally, listener. The listener is the person who tests whether you are listening or not. You are physically present in the meeting, but are you mentally present in the meeting? If you are not mentally present in the meeting, then you would not know what the speaker just said. You will miss important parts of the meeting and it's pointless. The listener cautions you if you are not listening. Again, no one tells you, you are not listening at all, pay attention. No, they just say that the listening quality of the overall meeting was good, not so good, whatever, based on a few questions that they ask. So these are the 4 roles. Any questions on this? Now, I have a question for you. You have come to Toastmasters to become speakers and evaluators. Why the hell will you spend time in being a timer? Anyone here who joined Toastmasters to become a timer in life? My hobby is changing Zoom backgrounds. Anyone? No, right? So why would you become a timer?
To learn the time management.
By showing me time, you will learn time management. It's that easy.
No, like showing others also, we can also learn where we have gone high level.
That's a wishful thinking. If that was the case, then none of the Toastmasters would ever have a problem in managing time. Then the Gabbys booting would ever not go over time. Then why do we need to be a timer?
So the people will not speak beyond the time limit. Like
that is their problem. Let them speak as much as they want. I didn't pay my membership money to show you Zoom background, correct?
Yes.
Helping each other.
Nice thought, nice thought. Good to know. But that doesn't work for long.
Because
Helping,
the
assistance and all are good things for only short term. Mohan.
yes, sir. What I was saying is because the meeting is 2 hours, right? So we need to particulate about time management, like
That is the VP's worry. Why will Mohan Rao come on the meeting and show time? Why the hell will he spend 2 hours changing Zoom background? You did not join Toastmasters to be a Zoom master, right?
that is part of the dip, but in each meeting I will be
That's okay.
changing, right?
That is
This
Sudharma's
meeting-
problem. Let her deal with it. Let her worry. Their meetings are going for 5 hours.
It's a teamwork.
Good, good. These are all textbook answers coming right from the textbook. I was looking for a real answer. The real answer is this, my friends. When was the last time you spent 2 hours with full attention doing something?
while watching movies.
No, not even then. I have seen people watching movies and checking phones at the same time.
Focusing.
That's what. Outside of Toastmasters, when was the last time you spent 2 hours focusing on something without any distraction?
In temple.
99% of relationship problems happen because of this. Do you agree or not? If you look at the most common peeps in relationships, you're about, तुम तो सुनते ही नहीं हो, मेरा तो कोई वैल्यू ही नहीं है. Correct? Listening is a big skill. Indistractability is a big skill. It's such a big skill that Mind Valley, Vishay and Likhiani, has a course on indistractability. How not to be distracted, because distractions are everywhere. The timer roles prepares you for indistractability. It has prepared me for indistractability a lot. I was an extremely distracted person. I would not be able to focus on one thing at one point of time. But I have done this timer role so many times, particularly in contests, that now I find it very easy to sit and do something for 1 hour, for 2 hours. Otherwise, I would be like, oh my God, this is taking more than 15 minutes, is not my thing. Let's move on. Let me do something else. I used to have at one point of time 5 PPTs going on in 5 different tabs, because one PPT will bore me after 15 minutes. And in that process, sometimes one PPT's information will go to another PPT. So that's how I used to screw up my life and others' life, right? So that is something that I learned in Toastmasters, indistractability, how not to be distracted. What do you learn from an accountant's role? Why should you do an accountant's role? Again, it's not fun sitting and counting how many times Sourav said, I know.
Concentrating and like grammatical mistakes and all that.
Concentrating and listening, right? Again, listening. It's a focused listening. Remember one thing, there is an active listening. Active listening is where you are listening to the whole thing, but you are absorbing things that are more relevant for your role. Imagine an office meeting or a keynote session or an open house that you're attending. The CEO is coming and talking of the earth and the moon and the sun and this and that. Typical CEO sessions. Everyone has been there, listen to them. But you need to focus and get the important information from that. The accountant is there in the entire meeting, listening to the entire meeting, but he's specifically making notes of the R's and the Ums. So there, one is the wholesome listening, but there is also an active listening or participative listening. The accountant and the grammarian role prepares you for that. Additionally, the grammarian role also prepares you for usage of words. Trust you me, today, if you look at the Gabbys report, you see hypophora, anaphora, and whatnot. 1 second, I'll just take this call.
Do we have any questions in the meanwhile? In case there are any questions, you can type it in the chat box. I'll open the chat for all. Okay, it's open only. No questions?
Hello? Yeah, sorry. It was a very important call. I had to take it. My apologies. Okay. So where was I?
Grammarian. That is.
Yeah, the grammarian's report. So before, almost if you look at, I think a couple of years back or 3 years back, the words like anaphora, hypophora, hyperbole, these were totally foreign to the Gabbys. It was alien terms for us. We didn't know it, all Latin and Greek. But now everyone in the grammarian, whenever someone comes in the grammarian role, they mention that, this person used so many anaphoras, hypophoras, rhetorical questions, hyperboles, litotes, and so on. How do they do that? By practicing this role every time. Now, what happens when you do that? You start using those. Like hyperbole is what? What is a hyperbole? Anyone? Not Nancy. Anyone else? What is an hyperbole? No? You know how hyperbole is pronounced, spelled? I put it on chat.
Like Rocky speech where you like probably exaggerate what you are trying to say.
I love you to the moon and back. I can give an
Yeah.
arm and a leg for you.
Yeah.
I can eat a camel for breakfast, right? All of these are hyperboles. But the most interesting thing is we pronounce it as hyperbole, most of them.
Sorry, I also
No,
all my life till today.
hyperbole is one of the top 10 mispronounced words in English dictionary. People who teach English, they also pronounce it as hyperbole. It's not hyperbole. Okay, one more important one, I'll tell you. Tell me, what is the pronunciation of this? Anyone?
Epitome.
Okay.
That's what I also know. Epitome, sorry. Epitome, if I'm not
It is
mistaken.
epitome. It's not epitome. It's epitome, right? So this is something. Where will you learn this? This you learn from the grammarian's role. When you take this role, then you pay attention to the pronunciations. So you don't take the timer, accounter, grammarian, and listener role just to help each other or to be of service. You take this because it helps you improve those skills which are make and break skills for your career, for your relationships, for your life, for instance. Indistractability is a skill that you need even for crossing the road. I'm not joking. It's a fact. So many people get run over because they're distracted while crossing the road. They're crossing the road, they got a message, they just checking, and dumb, the bus comes and hit, and it's history. The last message they would ever read. So that is what these roles prepare. Are we clear why we want to take these roles? Sudharma left the meeting, and but I wanted her to hear that I'm doing my bit to inspire everyone to take the tag and team roles, because people feel that these are not so important roles. But I want you to understand it is an important role. The timer, the T-mod role obviously helps you in learning planning. The TTM role helps you in learning planning. The general evaluator role helps you in being a good evaluator, in analyzing, giving feedback. These are the things you learn from these roles. So basically, the understanding here is that every meeting role in a Toastmasters meeting has a scope of learning for you. There are a few people who are not getting the most of their Toastmasters journey for the very simple reason that they are, not taking up all the roles. They are just doing speeches, coming and going. You're not doing a justice to yourself by doing that. You're just missing out on the other learning opportunities. Okay, let me now go back to screen share, and I will now take you to the pathways. So people who have not chosen your path yet, this is the most important for you. And people who have chosen your path, you can still. So when you come to, you saw how I came here. I came from my home. I get to education programs. Within education programs, I come to the bottom of it. There are various ways of reaching this page. This is my favorite way of reaching this page. Choose a path. So when you come here, the first tab you will see is select a path language. By default, you will choose English. I'm hoping so. There are other foreign languages. The paths are even available in Kannada also. Then it will, and other regional languages as well. It is actually available in regional languages, no, but I don't see those options here. I think it's coming up. How would you like to access digital resources? Now, there are two options, take an assessment and view all path options. I always suggest to use the view all path options first and see what are the path options, understand what the paths are, and then there is a very critical process. So there are 11 paths, right? Some of these paths are not continuing after 2024, mid of 2024, which is like innovative planning is a path that will no longer be available. So there are 11 paths. We are condensing it to 6 paths, right? Nothing is going to be lost, but just that, and I know very few people who have actually completed even more than 3 or 4 paths. Very few people do that. So it's not like, oh my God, I'm getting less value for my money. No, completing one path roughly takes around 6 months to a year at a minimum. Do people have done it at a much lesser frequency? Nancy herself has done one path in just 3 weeks, but those are exceptions. We would not take that as a rule. Most people complete a path in 1 year, 6 months, like that. So these paths, like say innovative planning, strategic relationships, effective coaching, leadership development, and team collaboration, these 5 paths are getting dropped. So we have got only 6 paths that's going to continue. So I would recommend you take one of these 6 paths. Presentation mastery, engaging humor, motivational strategies, visionary communication, dynamic leadership, and persuasive influence. You don't see persuasive influence for me because it's currently the path in progress for me. This is the path I currently am subscribed to. That's why they're not showing it for me as an option. For you, it will show it as an option. What you need to understand here is a couple of things. There's a elaborate pathways chart. I don't want to go through all of that. I want you to understand a few basic things. Presentation mastery. Okay, how many of you have joined Toastmasters just to become a better speaker? Most of you or all of you? Right? How many of you have joined Toastmasters to also be a better leader?
Both.
Both? Okay. So if leadership is something that you have on your mind and you want to do that, or your current role, whichever organization you're working, entails some amount of leadership, or your future role has an opportunity for leadership, that is to direct leadership, people leadership kind of a role, then I would recommend a path like dynamic leadership. If you are in a role where you are already in a kind of a senior position, right? Where you are already a leader, maybe a manager, a senior manager, or a director, and you're looking at the next level, then a path like visionary communication will be something that you would do justice to you. If you are trying to be a motivational speaker, a trainer, a coach, these kind of roles, then motivational strategies is a very good path for you. If you are in roles like sales, marketing, and so on, then persuasive influence is a very good path for you. If your focus is just on speaking, you have 2 options: presentation mastery and engaging humor. Which one will you choose will depend on where you are standing right now. If you're already a good speaker, you have been doing public speaking on and off, you have spoken in large stages in front of large audiences and so on, in that case, you keep presentation mastery as not the preferred path, I would say, because you will not find it challenging enough. Then take engaging humor. But if you're newly starting on the speaking journey, or you have got some structural issues like stammering, stuttering, or mother tongue influence, you're not very comfortable speaking English as a foreign language, then in that case, take presentation mastery. Then in that case, take presentation mastery. In simple words, on a scale of 1 to 10, if you put yourself at anything below 5, you're in your own self-assessment, I would recommend you take presentation mastery as your path. But if you put yourself anything above 5, between 6 to 10, then I would recommend take engaging humor, because that will be more challenging and more satisfying for you. Presentation mastery would not be so much challenging. So to sum it up, when you choose your path, remember what is your primary goal of being a Toastmaster. Is it just speaking? If it is just speaking, two options: presentation mastery or engaging humor. If you're already at a somewhere between 6 and 10 on a scale of 10 in terms of speaking, take engaging humor. If you're at 5 or below in terms of speaking, take presentation mastery. If your goal is beyond speaking, in that case, what is your role and what is your current role and aspirational role? If your current role or aspirational role is in sales, persuasive influence is a good. Sales, business development, operations, basically market-facing, customer-facing roles. If that's what your primary job is or your aspirational job is, then in that case, persuasive influence is a very good one. If you're a freelancer, trainer, teacher, someone who don't do things themselves but influences others to do things, right? Then motivational strategies is a very good path. It also applies for leaders, senior leaders, directors, vice presidents, and so on. Again, if you are a CXO, a senior leader, kind of a role, or if you are moving on to that role or aspiring to be in that role, visionary communication is a good path for you. If you are trying to move to a different role, in a leadership role, you're not a leader right now, but you want to be a manager going forward. You want to lead a team. Dynamic leadership is a very good role. There's a very good path for you. Now, along with this, just don't go with what I'm saying. Along with this, also use a combination of the test also. There is a test that you can take. You take an assessment. This test will help you identify what is the preferred path according to the system. So here you will be asked to select 3 topics that are interested in learning from the list below. Say I am saying public speaking. Who has not chosen a path yet?
I'm not at Susan.
I haven't decided like 100%. Like I'll probably take this assessment as well, and then
Okay. So I'll go with Mohan. Mohan, Tanu, you pay attention to this, what I am doing here. So Mohan, you help me pick this up, okay? Select 3 topics you are interested in learning about from the list below.
Speech writing, interpersonal communication, public speaking, leadership. So only 3. Okay.
3.
Okay.
Which of the following topics is most related to personal and professional goals that brought you to Toastmasters? Out of these 3 that you have chosen, which is the most important?
Public speaking.
Learning about dash will help me significantly in my personal or professional life.
Interpersonal.
Once I set up interpersonal communication goal for myself, I know the steps to take to achieve it. Agree, strongly agree, or strongly disagree? Between this, which one would you say?
Agree. Strongly agree.
Agree or strongly agree?
Agree.
I seek out new ways to do things.
Strongly agree.
Don't take too much time in answering the psychometric questions, because then you will give answers which are idealistic, not the answers which are true. Okay, so answer this very quickly. I know how to respond because I am perceptive and attentive to others' behaviors.
Agree.
I make eye contact with my audience while presenting a speech.
Agree.
I'm flexible enough to adapt to others' communication style.
Unsure.
In conversation, I talk about things which are of interest to both myself and the other person.
Agree.
I seek out leadership opportunities.
Agree.
Ordinarily, I'm a very calm and relaxed in conversations.
Unsure.
I prefer to be a team member rather than a team leader.
Disagree.
While giving a speech, I get so nervous, I forget facts I really know.
Unsure.
I'm reluctant to adopt new ways of doing things until I see them working for people around me.
Disagree.
I use a wide range of behaviors, including self-disclosure and wit, to adapt to others.
Disagree.
I often initiate conversation with people I don't know well.
Agree.
While speaking, I'm aware of how others are reacting to what I say.
Agree.
I'm not sure what to do with my hands while giving a speech.
Agree.
I feel relaxed while giving a speech.
Unsure.
I adapt my communication behavior to meet others' expectations.
Agree.
I show my involvement in conversation both verbally and non-verbally.
Agree.
I'm generally cautious about accepting new ideas.
Disagree.
Engaging in a group discussion with new people makes me nervous.
Disagree.
I show my understanding of others by reflecting their feelings back to them.
Unsure.
I like to get involved in group discussions.
Agree.
Working in a team is a good opportunity for me to understand myself better.
Strongly agree.
So they have recommended presentation mastery, which is by default, I knew it will come because you had chosen the 3 topics which are more related to speaking.
Okay.
So that's why it has come by, as I said at the very beginning, that if it is speaking is your core goal, then presentation mastery is a safe choice. And based on the other factors, they've assessed that. And then dynamic leadership as the second one. So this is in the order which I've given. They've also recommended IP and LD, but that is not something that I would recommend because these paths are getting discontinued, as I said. Right?
Oh,
So this
okay.
is how you choose. But then that's why I said, don't choose this blindly. They will give presentation mastery. So don't choose presentation mastery blindly. Think what you are doing in work, at work, because that has a lot of things to do with what you're going to do at Toastmasters. Clear?
Got it.
Any questions from anyone on this? Okay, let me now go to the base camp. So this is where the paths are posted. This is where all the actions happen. This is where you learn stuff. So when you click on go to base camp, you can go from your home page. See, if you're a club officer, you will see one option below, which is select the clubs you want to interact with. As 1 second, hold on.
In the meanwhile, let me talk a little bit about the path itself. In case you are not sure which path to select and you are confused about the projects, just one relief I would like to mention is that in level 3, 4, and 5, you'll have many electives. And those electives are generally the projects in different paths. So even if you have chosen presentation mastery, you will get 1 or 2 projects in the electives which are related to leadership or presenting a proposal or connecting with storytelling. So that's where that's a respite. So you don't need to break your head in choosing your path. And if you have completed one path, you can always purchase another path. First path comes free with your membership, new membership. However, you can always choose other path once you have completed one or you want to do parallelly. Not recommended that you do 2 paths parallelly. However, this is not something that you need to break your head for.
Nancy, I have a question. So you mentioned that only one path is free for us that comes with our membership. So what's the amount that we have to pay for each new pathway that we want to unlock?
$20. So when you paid your membership fee, that time you were mentioned that there is some amount for your education or one-time fee that is generally compensated by the path later on. So it comes to roughly around 1900 to 2000. That's what you'll need to pay later. You can pay it from your own credit card later on and make the purchases on your own.
And this is separate from what we have paid as a first time registration fee of 2000 rupees, is it?
Yes.
Right?
For the second path, this is separate. Second, third, fourth. So when Sourav, whenever we hear that Sourav is on his 11th path, he was a new member once. The first path came free of cost. Rest, all 10 paths, he has
We
paid.
have to pay. Okay, understood. Thank you.
Right.
Okay. So thank you, Nancy. So when we come here, you see that there is one section below, which is the Basecamp manager, what I will do. You don't need to worry about that because none of the new members are Basecamp manager right now. And I'll just go to the paths now. You click on the club, you'll see one club tab for you. You're seeing 2 club tab for me because you're a member. I'm a member of 2 clubs. When you come here, this is how the Basecamp looks. This gives you some video tutorial, whatever I'm going to show you now. This has the speech evaluations. This has the tutorials and resources. So when you're giving a speech, you will be asked for the project details. What does this word mean? What is project details? When you go here, so this is, you see there. So when you come here, see, this is my active path that's showing up here. Now, if you see completed paths, so these are the completed paths that I have. So how many paths have I completed? Like that, right? So when you go to active path, I have only one right now, which is the persuasive influence. Now, click on open curriculum. I'm at level 4 now. I'm doing my level 4. Actually, I finished my level 4 yesterday. I have to file it. Nancy, please approve. So, but I'll start from level 1. So you see in level 1, we have got 4 projects. The icebreaker project, where you introduce yourself. Writing a speech with purpose, where you write any speech with a defined purpose. Who defines the purpose? You define the purpose. I'm writing the speech to motivate others. I'm writing the speech to inform people about artificial intelligence. I'm writing the speech to inspire people to join Toastmasters. I'm writing this speech to make people laugh. I'm writing this speech to motivate people to wake up in the morning, right? So all of these things come under this one. So whatever purpose you define, the only thing that the evaluator will see is The way you are delivering the speech, whatever you're delivering in your speech, is it helping you meet the purpose that you said you would serve? Now, the next is introduction to vocal variety and body language. So the first is you did an icebreaker. Then you are writing a speech with purpose. Now you have to know how to focus a little bit on the delivery part. Vocal variety and body language are two important aspects of the delivery. And that is what you will learn in the third project. Now that you have learned how to write a content with purpose and you know how to use vocal variety and body language to deliver that content, you will now have to deliver a speech, any speech, which puts into use the vocal variety, the body language, and having a purpose, a speech like that in a club meeting. Get evaluated for that speech and implement the feedback that you receive in the evaluation and repeat that speech. So this fourth project is actually not one project. It's 3 speeches. The first is you give a speech. You get a feedback on that speech. Then you implement that feedback in the next speech. And you receive an evaluation again on the next speech. And then you yourself being evaluated in a meeting to evaluate another speaker. So it is 1, 2, 3 plus 2, 5. 5 speeches plus 1 evaluation will make you complete level 1. Level 1, that's why it takes a little bit more time because there are more number of projects. Level 2 has got 3 projects. The last project, which is Introduction to Toastmasters Mentoring, is the same across all paths. But the first 2 keeps on changing. By the way, the level 1 projects are exactly the same irrespective of whichever path you take. Level 2, the last project is the same for all paths. The first 2 keeps on changing depending on which path you are taking. Level 3 has got 1 compulsory project, which for persuasive influence, it is understanding conflict resolution. And then there are 2, understanding conflict resolution. And then there are 2 elective projects that you need to do. So I did these 2 using presentation software and 2 and connect with storytelling. You can select any other project that you want from level 3 for that particular path. Level 4, you have to do 1 compulsory project and 1 elective project. I did this project yesterday. I think, Tanu, you were there, right? Leading in difficult situations. Yeah. So I did this yesterday, leading in difficult situations. So that is a compulsory project. And then there are elective projects in level 4. Like creating a podcast, building a social media presence, etc., etc. I'm not going into the details of all of this because this is not required at this point of time. I'm only telling you where are all the information available and what, because all of these are separate projects. So you need to go through the material. I will help you walk through the material a little bit for you to understand what is there, right? So I will just show you. See, public relations strategy I've already finished. Not filed it, is it? Okay, I'll come to this. Then good, I will show it how it is done. So what happens here? So I will launch it. Once you come here, once you select the project, I will launch it. Once I launch it, I will go here. Okay, this is already completed. Sorry. Let me take a level 5 one. So let's take high performance leadership. Okay, but this is actually 2 projects. So let me take a simple one. Let me take leading in your voluntary organization. So when you come here, first you see you have to activate which one you want to do, right? So that's a step 1. So I want to leading in a voluntary organization. Say I want to activate this. It does not matter. See, now I'm saying I want to do this, but I may change my mind later and I can activate another one. So no points reduction for that. Then you launch it. Once you launch it, such a screen will open up, another pop-up screen. So ensure that your pop-up blocker is disabled. Sometimes this screen does not open up because your pop-up blocker is there.
Murphy's Law at its best.
No, our website is definitely not one of the best. That's why we are actually revamping it.
There you go.
Do you begin? No, I will just scroll through, but you will not do like that. You will read everything that is here. And because I'm just showing it for the purpose of demoing it to you. Offering your time and expertise, the leader, read all of this, read the introduction, what it is all about. There's more detail around the introduction after that. Then there is a checklist, project checklist. Download this and start filling it up first. Understand the purpose and the overview of the project. Then take a quiz. Where do you stand before the project? I have a clear understanding of the skills required in a volunteer organization. Okay. I understand the importance of recognition and reward in motivating volunteers. Put it as a 3. I'm able to build a strong environment of mutual respect to my organization. Yes, I can. Reasonably well. I can clearly explain how leading with integrity, competence, and character affects the organization. Yes, I understand this. I'll put it as a 5. I always show integrity, competency. I do. So 5. I recognize how this project applies to my, I sincerely do. So submit. So my before assessment is done. Now I will have to start reading the materials now. The following is a list of competencies that you will learn and practice in this project. This is expectation setting. For every project, you will find this tab, competencies. It will say, what will you learn in this project? Then after that, the project materials will be given. What is the leader group? What is the member group? The leader-member exchange theory, LMX, focus on the relation between leaders and the people they lead, etc., etc. The leader group, member group, value. This is the material for this particular project. For your project, this will be something else, but something very similar. You will have content here. You have to understand that. You have to read, go through the content. When you lead, respect and leadership. But each of this, again, something like this will come. There'll be various elements of that particular project. Click on each of this to read each of this style. This is the technicality that I'm talking about, that will prepare you for your speech. Only after you go through this, you should start writing your speech. Trust and commitment is at the core value of integrity, cultivating leadership skills. Then for each of this, there will be some material that will come. So next. Next. Then go to value of membership. There is some videos. In every project material, you will find some videos that are there. Make it a point to see the video. Don't skip the video. Then create a succession plan. This is a part of this particular project. For all projects, you don't need a succession plan. If it is not there, you don't need it. This also is typically a part of this particular project only. If it is not there in your project, you don't need it. This is more like a reflection. What skills and attributes, that whether you understood what you just read. Then the project list checklist. See if you have completed all your assignments. And this is where you will find your evaluation resource. When the Sergeant at Arms says that, send the evaluation resource, this is where you will find the evaluation resource. If you click it, the evaluation resource will come up. And this is the only official evaluation resource page from where you should download evaluation resources, not from anywhere else. Because sometimes those evaluation resources are edited and they're wrong. If you want to print your entire project and keep a hard copy of it, Then you can click on the print your project part and the entire project will come. Everything that you are seeing there, everything will come up here. So this is particularly useful if you are training someone on this particular aspect. There you can use this. Then succession plan and 360 evaluation, which I said is typical for this project. Once you do all of this, you deliver your speech, then you will come to the after assessment. You will take this assessment only once you have completed all of this technical understanding, delivered the speech at the club, whatever you need to deliver, and then you come here. Now, when you look at the evaluation resource, I want to explain a couple of things here. The member name, which is your name, the evaluator name, if you already know, the date when the meeting is happening, and your speech title. Read this very carefully. There are two parts to it. The purpose of this project and the purpose of this speech. See, leading in a voluntary organization is a project. So what is the purpose of this project? Is for the member to apply the skills needed to successfully lead a voluntary organization. But the purpose of the speech is different. The purpose of the speech is for the member to share some aspect of his or her experience serving as a leader. Many a times we don't, even the evaluators don't properly read this too. And they evaluate the speech based on the project objectives. So the speech objective and the project objective are very different. Now, notes for the evaluator during the completion of the project, he has done this, he has done that. About this speech, member will present a well-organized speech. Go through the evaluation resource very carefully. After that, the best way of doing this evaluation, when you're yourself an evaluator, is to start with page 3. Unfortunately, none of us do that. First, understand the evaluation criteria. Clarity. When you're marking someone 5 in clarity, what does that mean? It means it's an exemplary public speaker who is always understood. If you're marking as 1, it means spoken language is unclear or not easily understood. Like that, for each parameter, it is explained here. Go through these metrics to understand what it means, and then you go and mark here. Once you have finished marking page 2, then only you should go and mark page 1. In page 1, based on whatever you have got here and the general observation, you have to list 2 things or 3 things that the person did really well. This is what we call commendations. Then comes the recommendations. Think that the person can improve what they have done, but can do better. And challenge yourself at things that the person has not done, but you feel the person is capable of doing and you want to push that person to do it. For example, I did not use humor in my speech. You can say, I challenge yourself. I challenge you, Sourav, to use a little bit of humor in your speech. You may want to work on it, Sourav, your vocal variety is good, but I would want you to vary your speech, the pace of speaking a little more. You speak at a very standard pace to the entire speech. That is something that you can work on. You excelled at your body language or you excelled at your content, depending on whatever the speech is. Are we clear about the evaluation form? Any questions from anyone? The time required available for your speech, allocated for your speech, is mentioned here, 5 to 7 minutes. Standard is 5 to 7 minutes, but there are speeches which are of different durations. The icebreaker speech, the first speech you will give is 4 to 6 minutes. The evaluation speeches that you will give are 2 to 3 minutes. Some of the higher level projects, like Prepared to Speak Professionally, is 18 to 22 minutes. Yesterday, the project that I did, Leading in a Difficult Situation, that had a 5 to 7 minute speech plus a 5 to 10 minutes impromptu speaking duration. So like that, it may vary within the project. Any questions on this? This is a very, very important part of whatever we are doing today.
I had one doubt.
Yeah.
So my motivational strategy, which I am doing, that I had chosen in the year 2018.
Mm-hmm.
That is different, and that thing, and now it is different.
Mm-hmm.
Should I go for old version or a new version?
You already have the path chosen, right?
Yes, motivational strategies.
Then in that case, you don't need to do anything.
Okay.
If you have already chosen the path, that will continue.
No, there, like here, I saw that everyone has a body language and vocal variety. In my speech, there was no vocal variety in body language.
Which is fine, because the time when you signed up, I remember, that time we did not have vocal variety and body language in level 1.
Okay.
It was added later.
Okay.
But you have it in the subsequent path, the levels. So you will not miss out on anything.
Okay. So I have to follow what it is given in my thing.
Yes.
Old version itself.
Whatever is there in your path, that is what you need to follow. I'm intermittently going off camera because I'm eating a little bit.
But some members, like they are doing like old version and new version together. Can they do like that, or they have to follow up the old version what they have?
See, this question, no, can they do like that, is a kind of a pointless question in Toastmasters.
Okay.
Everyone can do everything. Why? Because it's a self-paced, self-driven learning. There is no rules written that you cannot do this, you cannot do that.
Okay.
Even the path. What happens if I don't read anything here? What happens? Nothing happens. If I just keep on scrolling like this, tuck, 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 and keep on going, what happens? Nothing happens. Can they do this? Yes, they can do this. Am I going to go and check how many clicks they have in the system before I'm approving the path? Not possible, right? But people who are doing that, who think they are very, intelligent, they're actually utterly stupid. It is like paying for one loaf of a bread and being happy with getting one slice. You paid for this LMS and you're not using it, and you say you're intelligent. If you are, doing a speech, I've seen people doing the same speech in multiple projects.
Yes. That
right?
is what I had to
It
ask.
is very intelligent for them to do.
Yes.
But actually not.
They'll not learn.
She's smiling because I did that. Right. But I did that with a very specific purpose. I was
No, not for you.
trying to do. So there is see, again, I'll tell you, I have done it myself. Why have I done it? And there was one speech, the one which I gave in my division contest also, right? So that speech actually started at that time, almost 8-10 months back. I gave the same speech in various projects of level 1 to understand if I'm making the same impact with different project purpose. I did a conscious decision. It was not because I am tired of writing speeches. Anyways, I don't write speeches because I'm an ad-lib speaker. It's not a big deal for me. But the thing is that I did with a very specific purpose. So I knew it. But if you are doing the same speech again and again because you want to save yourself an effort, you're not understanding that you are actually wasting money. When you have the option of doing 5 speeches and you're doing 1 speech and you're saying that I'm intelligent, how do I believe you? Right? So don't cut corners. But if someone is cutting corners, can we do anything about it? Not really. As I said, they're not being true to the core value of excellence, but that's their loss. Clear?
No, like we can do like now level 2 is tough little bit. So they will skip that. Straight away they'll jump to level 3.
You should not. See, the path that you have chosen is the path that you have to walk. You can try to find a shortcut to reach somewhere, but at the end of the day, you will not reach wherever you want to be in terms of your public speaking goals. If you are finding it tough, I would say spend more time in doing it rather than trying a different way of not doing it. Okay. I found humor very tough, Meeta. I found it very tough to do humor. Laughing and making people laugh is the last thing that comes on my mind. Today, I'm equally bad, but I'm actually a slightly bit more bolder. I still crack poor jokes, but I crack it with a lot of confidence. Right? So that helps. Slowly, I'm getting there. Okay. Any other questions? On this, no? Anyone? Okay. So let us move back here. So after you finish that, what do you do? So I'm going to do it for level 4. One project it's already marked as complete, so I can't do much. So once you go that, you do the after you do that quiz you take, then automatically this will get marked here. After both the requirements are fulfilled, then you go here, you launch. Something like this will come. Where is it not coming?
It's not coming because you have already marked it complete and it's pending completion approval, which is pending.
Oh, you have not approved. Why? Okay. Yeah,
I'm
so
yet
it's
to
already
check your
pending.
details.
Pending completion approvals, I've already marked it complete. So once you do that, there will be an option saying that mark complete. I have to click on that. Then it will go to the VP education. And as you see, sometimes they don't approve it immediately. Okay. So that's how it works. Okay.
One
Any
doubt I had.
questions? Yeah.
Like VP is approving, that's okay. But only just 1 and 2 they have done, and straight away they'll put off approved, approve for thing. I have done my level 1. So how we can understand? Only they have given 2 speeches and they'll write off that approved. Like approval, they'll send it. So how we have to understand that?
I'll come to that in a short while. Give me another 5 minutes, we'll be there. Okay. So that is all from the base camp and pathways standpoint. How many of you are already sleeping behind the camera? Okay. I am not getting any response from Mohan, Sanjay, Arjun.
No,
Guys,
no,
are
we are not sleeping. We are actively listening.
actively listening? Okay, good.
Yeah.
So let's move on to the last part. The last two parts are one is things that is more specific to the Gabbys and things that are more aspirational. So these are the learnings that you have from the pathways and you apply in the meeting. This is a process that goes on and on and on. But where are we going with this? What do we want to achieve at the end of the day? There are people who have continued in Toastmaster for 20 years, 30 years. You know, Iona Rodriguez, DTM Iona Rodriguez, she is a member of our club. She has been in Toastmasters for 24 years. 24 years. Right? There must be some motivation, right? And she's a very senior executive. She's in Canada. She's very well placed in terms of her professional journey. But still, she finds she has played many roles, including district director, the head of the district. What is the motivation? You have to find your own motivation. Typically, I've seen people have three different kind of motivations, 3, 4 different. So some people want to be leaders. They take up the various club leadership roles. In a club, there are 7 leadership roles: the president, the VP education, the VP membership, the VP PR, the secretary, treasurer, and the sergeant at arms. What each of these roles do, I will not go into the details of it. People who already played those roles like Meeta and Nancy and DTM Akshay Singh. Thank you, DTM Akshay, for joining us. They already know that. And the rest of us, it's too soon for us to break our heads on that. After you have done reasonably well in the club leadership role, you start looking at district leadership roles. You become an area director, division director, district director, and so on. Again, some of us have done that. Some of us are yet to think on those lines. So we are not getting there. But I just want you to know there are leadership options like this that are available. Needless to say, you get paid nothing. And you're doing it only because you are adhering and you are staying true to the core value of service. You are also doing it because it is helping you become a leader without the prices of failure. The price of failure for a leader is very high. Leaders get terminated in 24 hours, sometimes in 2 hours in the corporate world. In Toastmasters, leaders don't get terminated unless they're proven guilty of something really, that you just can't think of. Maybe they've stolen money and this and that. Where is the money? And there is some budgets and all that is there at the district level. Again, unnecessary information. We don't get that money for the club, so we don't break our heads on that. Well, anyways, so coming back to this one, the leadership roles are there. But as a speaker, there are 2 things that you can think of. One is the contests. There is in District 92, we have the international speech contest, the table topic contest, and the evaluation contest. And Gabbys has a very, very consistent track record in terms of contests. All the last, 1 year, 1%, it is possible it's a fluke, but we have been consistently winning at the area level and the division level, and even at the district level. And that is something which means that if 1 out of every 5 member in the Gabbys that you see around you, Tanu, Mohan, Sanjay, Arjun, particularly for you four, 1 out of every 5 or 6 member that you see around you in the Gabbys is either an area level winner or an area level contestant or a division level winner or even a district level winner. So any direction you throw a stone, you will hit someone who can help you with the contest. So don't miss out on this opportunity. Being a member of the Gabbys is the biggest privilege that you have, and you should utilize that. The second is about the journey in terms of mentorship. So I've already assigned mentors for all of you, and I've shared the list of the mentors with you. This is a very important cornerstone of your Gabbys journey, because your mentors are assigned not only based on your Toastmaster requirements and aspirations, but based on your professional placing. I have members who have requested me that, can you change my mentor, because I need someone who can understand me professionally more. And we are changing them. We make those realignments. Sometimes we align mentors and they may realign them. It all depends on what that combination is. At the Gabbys, we believe that it's a lock and key combination. If a mentor-mentee relationship is not working, it's not because the lock is bad or the key is bad. It's because that key is not for that lock. We have seen that some mentors about whom we receive very bad feedback from some mentee, we got rave feedback from another mentee. Similarly, one mentee who was not doing one speech in 1 month with one mentor is now doing 3 speeches a week with another mentor. So it all depends on how best we are able to make of this mentor-mentee relationship. So these are the 2 cornerstones of the Gabbys journey that I wanted to share with you. And finally, coming to Meeta's question, for which I will again have to go to the Gabbys, start sharing my screen. And this time I will take you to the Gabbys website. So Meeta had a question that how do we check that whether someone has done their speech and this and that. So I don't know how other clubs do it. I do know that most clubs don't do anything about it. They just go with guesswork. But at the Gabbys, we have a performance dashboard. So if you come here, you get to see every detail that you need to know about your club, about where you are standing, who is doing what. Like, for example, right now, there are so many people who are doing dynamic leadership path. Prabha Lahuniwal and Yogita Upadhyay. There are people who are doing dynamic leadership path, effective coaching path, engaging humor path. Like that, you see all the details here. You see the attendance by day. How many people attended which meeting on which day. So you see for every meeting, the red is the guest and the purple is the member, right? So you get that count. You get the date-wise speech distribution. How many speeches have been done on which day? So the spikes you see are mostly speech marathons that we have had. So like that, you see all the details that you need to see. Then you can also see the details around meeting participation. So if you see this person, Sourav Dutta, our member, he has done these roles, right? He has done almost all the roles, right? And he has got the number of meetings is 16. Within which time period, I don't know. Oh my God. 147 meetings I have attended since June. This is crazy. Okay.
No, so total number of meetings is 147 and you have attended 126 out of 147.
Oh,
For the given time
number of meetings is 147. I have attended 126. That's slightly reassuring. Okay. Yeah. So this is what, how many speaker roles have I taken? I have spoken on 36 occasions. Any of you want to see yourself? Let me check Sanjay. Sanjay, are you there?
Yes, I'm there.
So let me see yours. So see, 147 meetings, Sanjay, you have attended only 66. You can attend more. You have taken speaker role 9 times, taggle roles 4 times, big 3 roles 7 times, evaluator roles 13 times. So more taggle roles you should start taking, more big 3 roles, more speaker roles you should start taking. So out of 66 meeting, if I see 13 and 7, 20, 24 and 9, 33. Only 33 meetings you have taken a role. The other meetings, probably you were only a table topic speaker, or maybe you are just an attendee, which is also totally fine. Many a times people attend the meeting only when they take roles, and that is the stupidest thing to do. Because when you don't take a role, then you can spend all your time in observing others and learning from others. So Sanjay, good job there that you have attended meetings even when you have not taken roles. And then on which day, what role you have taken, everything you can see here. You can also see your screen time. How much time have you spent in the meeting? So this line is the average. On an average, people are spending 100 minutes, right? On the, what's the average, Nancy? 130. So this
It's
is
the
Sanjay.
average of his screen time. It's 130.
Yeah, average of his screen time is 130. And you are spending sometimes 11 minutes to at a minimum to, I can see it's going up to a 308 minutes. I don't know when did we have a 5-hour meeting, but
We had a mammoth of a marathon for
okay,
5 hours
like
and
that.
long.
Okay. Then here you see all the roles that are available. Here you can look up. Remember one thing, this list is manually updated. So sometimes there may be a gap of a day or a couple of days. Whenever you get, you see some confusion that, I saw the speaker role empty, but now when I'm going, I'm being told that the speaker role is filled up. Please understand it's a manual updation. It's not automated. So it takes time, right? And it could be that it is there, but it is not there. So you have to be a little patient whenever, sometimes you will feel that the officers are not doing a good job. When you feel that, always remember they're doing it for service. And they are at the Gabbys always trying for excellence. So be a little patient at times. It may so happen that you may not get exactly what you're looking for, the response right on time, even with your mentors. But please be a little accommodative because that is all the core value of respect is all about, right? Empathy. So these are the roles that are available right now. So please feel free to go ahead and drop a message to Sudharma Pereira. She is the VP of the Gabbys online, but she takes care of the meeting roles for all the 3 clubs. I am your contact person for any questions that you have on pathways, paths, Toastmasters in general, mentor, mentee. Any questions for which anyone does not have an answer, you can come to me. I may probably also not have an answer, but I will know someone who will have an answer. So that's my only strength. And that way I can help you. And for any kind of awards filing, please contact Raja Balaji. The data here that you see is all populated based on a form that you need to fill up, which we insist and which is mandatory at the Gabbys to be filled up after every speech. There we capture the details of where you gave the speech, even if outside of the Gabbys, who was your evaluator, what was the speech title, what was the project, and which date you gave the speech. As simple as that. I had this bad habit of filling up this form after 2 months or 2 weeks, scratching my head, beating my head against the wall because I didn't remember anything of the speech. Of late, I've started filling up this form immediately after the speech, and it's like easy peasy. So one best practice from someone from a big time defaulter on this is that fill up that form as soon as you're done with your speech. I'm promising you it will not take more than 30 seconds. Try doing it 30 minutes later. It will take you more than 30 minutes. That's it. Cool. So that's about this page. Navigate through this website. There's some pictures and all that. We have cared to put up a little bit of, some whatever we are doing, some fun photos. The Gabbys Day is coming up on 15th of June. I want everyone to connect with our Gabbys Day coordinator. An announcement will come your way very soon on the Gabbys Day. People who can dance, sing, mimicry, whatever you want to do. This will be anything but speaking. So showcase your talent. And these are really fun events, as you can see here. All these smiles are natural. No one has been paid for this, not endorsed by any commercial endorsements. All free here. Okay. So this is it. And the rest of it you can navigate the website. Don't understand anything, let me know. Connect with me. This is the members page. I think all of you are not listed here yet, right, Nancy? Some of them like Tanu and all, they are yet to be listed, right?
Yes, the newest 5 members are yet to be listed.
Yeah, so those 5 members we will list here. So yeah, though you will not find yourself here, that doesn't mean you're not in the club. You're very much in the club because you're there on the roster. We are just updating on this one. Okay, I'll take Meeta's question.
Which you said the form filing and all, how we get the form and where do we get?
So the form link is there in the group description. But anytime, if you need the form, you don't need to hunt the description. Again, in doubt, ask one of us. Right? You know, I mean, you obviously know who to ask. But I'm saying everyone else also. Nancy, Sourav. By default, any question you have, if you don't know who to ask us. We will ask it for you or we will connect you with the person who will answer it for you. Okay? Too tiring, 4 hours, I know. 2 hours, I know. But if you're feeling bad for yourself, think about me. Okay, any questions? Final last call for questions, please. No? All good? Okay, great. So that's the end of the session. We are adjourning the session. We are meeting tomorrow morning at 10 a.m. And if you're in Bangalore, please do come and meet us in person. In-person meeting happens at Indiranagar 91 Springboard. Arjun, you're in Bangalore?
Yes, I'm in Bangalore.
Person, no more. You're coming in person, right?
Yeah, I'm coming.
Lovely. Sanjay, what about you? Long time no see, Sanjay.
Yeah, we'll plan to come.
You don't need to plan to come to Indiranagar.
No, after the meeting, some other work will be, so that is the thing.
Please do try to come because if a lot of people comes, no, we are planning to take a bigger space in Springboard, which has got a proper gallery and seating and stage and all that. But with 5, 6, 10 people attending, that space will look very empty. We really want to move to the space with around 20, 25 people. And that's a beautiful place where we are doing the Gabbys Day. Tomorrow, whoever is coming, we will show you that place also where we are doing. Mohan has seen it. Danu, where are you based out of?
I'm in Coxtown, Al-Sur.
Oh, for you, it's a hop, skip and jump.
Yeah.
Right. You just get out of, you just step down, you get to the Al-Sur metro. Good.
I have a 2-wheeler, so I don't need to take a metro.
Oh, lovely.
It's a very easy peasy thing, but probably next weekend, honestly. Yeah.
Okay, fine. So I will all drop off, Nancy. I'm not staying back. Yeah. Okay, fine. So thank you so much and see you again this week or next week at the hybrid meeting in person. Chalo. Bye-bye.
Thank
See
you,
you.
everyone. Bye.
Bye, everyone.
Good night.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, sir.